Welcome back to the Wake Man channel. All right, it is the middle of winter, almost the end of January here. I am about to perform some winter maintenance. So I'm in my 2022 Nautique G23 with the PCM ZZ6, and I'm currently trying to locate the raw water impeller. I think I've found it, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit more work than the last boat that I did this on. But we're gonna find out together here. Another thing I'm gonna do in this video is I'm going to replace the fuel filter. This is the fuel filter right here I'm talking about. I actually replaced this fuel filter in a previous video already. So I actually need to order this, and I need to order the new impeller. But I want to make sure I have the right impeller. But with the magic of video and editing, you'll see all that in the same video, even though I'll probably have to wait a week or so to get the parts. So anyways, I'm going to show you. So I am currently standing on the port side of the boat. What I typically do on every boat that I've had to find the raw water impeller is I follow the raw water intake line. And I'll show you if you come down in here. You see that black hose right there that has a blue stripe on it? That is the raw water intake line. As opposed to those black hoses back there that have green lines, I checked the raw water intake up in there, and it starts with this blue line. So I believe that where you see it kind of ending right there is the pump housing. And what makes this different than the last boat I did is it looks like this pulley right here with the belt on it is right in front of it, mounted right to it. So I think I have to get to those bolts right there. So I think I'm gonna have to pull this pulley off and then pull that off to get to the raw water impeller. So might be kind of fun. So we're gonna get in here and do this. Now, you can see I have the engine divider panel out right now. If you wanted a little more access, I think you can actually remove all this. You can see screws down here, and then you can take this panel out as well. But I'm gonna try to do it without that. I can fit my head right here. So I'm gonna try to do that without removing all the rest of this stuff. And if it doesn't work out, I'll have to remove the panels. So, all right, here we go.
All right, that feels like it.
That pulley's not quite coming off yet, but I did just find something to kind of help at least confirm that I'm on the right track. You can actually see says the belt routing right here, and this little message right here says raw water pump, and that's exactly what the pulley I'm working on right now. So at least I'm on the right track. I just got to figure out how to pop that off there. I think I'm gonna go get a pry bar really quick. Okay, back with a pry bar. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into now. doesn't want to go anywhere.
Socket, you just put it on the tensioner and you can pull it down. That loosens the belt. Making sure that the belt is out of the way.
Okay, sounds like I just found a video on this, and it sounds like I need to be able to relieve tension on the belt first. Also, I don't even think I needed to pull the bolts out of this. I think I just need to go straight through to the bolts on the raw water impeller, and then the whole thing comes off. So I'm gonna at least hand tighten these back in. Yeah, I think I'm just going to tighten those back up. Ow! Hopefully I can reach that. Oh no, harder, you know. Damn it. This is stupid. Okay, one back on. That's the tensioner. No. Or is it this? Oh, here it is. That's the, I think that might be the tensioner. Feels like it might be. So, yeah, that's it. Okay. So, I need that size. So, I gotta grab this and pull it over so I can take the belt off. There's coolant down here, so I'm worried I made something leak. I don't know how that would have happened. And I don't remember seeing that when I first started working on this, so I feel like I accidentally messed something up and now there's something leaking. Yeah, there we go. Here's the tensioner coming off. All right. Just gotta get this belt off of here. Okay. I gotta remember where it goes. Okay. Did that. Okay. Belt is off. I just want to remember how that goes on there. Okay, so now I got to try to get through here and get those bolts off. Okay, so it's a 10 millimeter. Be very careful so I don't drop this bolt. Oh my god. This is crazy. Okay, I got one out. Now, gotta try to figure out the next one, and I need light. Of course, there's one that's like on the bottom that I don't even think I'm gonna be able to get to. Please do not come off. Whew. Crazy. Alright. That's all of them. Now I should be able to just take this pulley off. Yep. There we go. What do you know? There, the pulley is off now. So I'm gonna take this and set it right here. Now, as you can see, there's the impeller, and you can see I'm leaking antifreeze somehow. I don't know where that started coming from. I'm hoping it was just there, and then I just started working down here and noticed it just from maybe getting it filled up. The overfill is pretty full, so I guess I'll find out in time if I have a leak somewhere. That definitely concerns me. But now I can see my impeller, obviously. Let's see if I can set the camera here again. So, all right. Now, usually it takes a little more than my fingers just to get these out, but I do have a pair of pliers that will work really good for it. But I was just gonna try to see if I can get it out a little. It is wiggling, but it'll take a while to get out. So I think I'm gonna go get my, oh, there's this O-ring here too. I'm gonna take this O-ring. Ooh. So there's an O-ring right there. I'm gonna put him in this, on the end of the pulley here, save him. I found a O-ring hanging over here too. It's funny what you find inside engine bays, you know. Looks like it is coming out. It would just go a lot quicker if I had some pliers. So I'm gonna grab some pliers. Grab this out now. Oh. There we go. Give it a little leverage and she comes right out. There she is. Okay. Now, I don't see a part number on it. All right, well that was a lot of fun, as working on these boats normally is. But yeah, now I've got my impeller. And although that looks like it's okay, looks like it probably work, you can see some wear on it for sure, you know. So now that I have this out, I'll get a new one ordered. Looks like a pretty typical one. And I'm just gonna order it from nautiqueparts.com. I'm gonna show you this pulley here a little bit, just because I'm not sure how well the camera was picking this up. Okay, so I think you were able to see me do the tensioner and take the belt off, but what you maybe didn't see is the fact that I have to, so these holes right here are what, ooh, oh crap. I just realized there's little rubber gaskets here, and I'm missing one now. I'll have to try to find that. But anyways, so from the front of the pulley, you have to go through like this and get to those bolts back here. Once you get those off, then you can just pull this right off the end of the pump housing. So I think I just, oh yeah, so this was the O-ring that came off with it. I was sitting right in here. Chances are with your raw water, your new impeller, you'd get a new one of those. You can see some kind of gunk in here. I might have to clean that up before I put it back in. But yeah, now there's O-rings right here, and I'm missing one, so I must have dropped one. See if I can find it really quick. But anyways, that's off now. Now I'm gonna go order this part, and here in a moment, you'll be able to see me put this back in. All right, and like that, I now have my parts, and it's almost, I think it's like a week and a half later. So I've got my box of parts right here. I actually bought a few things, so I actually got an extra oil filter because I do have one sitting down there. But I know I'll probably have to do at least 2 oil changes this season. And the thing about nautiqueparts.com is their shipping price gets better as you add items. So, you know, per item it's less and less. So you may as well get some things if you know you're going to need them. But otherwise, I got so here's my old impeller, which I'm actually going to keep a hold of this because, you know, in case I blow one out in the summer. This one is worn, but it would work in a pinch. This is the new one here. So what's cool is it did come, so first of all, just to show you, they are the exact same thing. Have the exact same kind of notch or shape inside of here, and they're the same size, so I did pick the correct one. This did come with those little O-rings, which is awesome because I did lose one of those. So I'm actually going to keep probably a couple of those just in case for the next time. And then it did come with a big O-ring too to replace that as well. This, I'm going to show you the part number here for this. So part number is right there. So just to make sure you get the right one. So I'm going to throw this back in here. I also got the fuel filter that I'm going to replace. So let me pop that out really quick and show it to you. So, and I did get the PCM version. They did have a generic one, and it was like $5, I think, more for this one. I went ahead and went with this one, and the part number for this one is right there. Hopefully you can see that right above my thumb. So, this will be replacing this guy right there. That fuel filter right there. Hopefully you can see it. So I should be able to just twist that off. I'm probably going to put some fuel in this, just like an oil filter. Otherwise, you probably will have a lot of burping. So just to make it go nicer, I'll probably put some fuel right into this. Okay, so those are my parts. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to start putting this stuff together. I think I'm probably gonna need some sort of, I don't know, when I did this on my Malibu, I just kind of scrunched it like this and put it in. I might need a rubber band or of some sort. We'll see. And I think you want it to be, I think you want your fins going down towards what would be counterclockwise, like that. I could be wrong about that. Either way, I think it'll be fine. I am gonna put some, I'm gonna put some oil on this, so that way when it first starts up, it's not dry. And they do have impeller lubricant you can get, but I'm just gonna put some oil. I have some random oil laying around, so I'll put some on it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. Okay, I actually remember I had some zip ties, so that's what I'm going to use to hold this down to get it in initially. Once you got the end of it in, usually, you know, at least the one I did on my Malibu, it works pretty good. So I'm just gonna get this guy ready. You kind of want it to be sort of back a little ways. You know, you just want it to be able to get started. So now, like I said, I could be wrong, but I think it spins this way. So I think that means you want your fins to be going back like this. So I'm going to start. Oh, these ones are going the wrong way already. So I think I can kind of start it now. Well, actually, if I'm going in this way, fun. Even if I get this wrong, when it first starts up, it should quickly correct itself. And then I've got my dikes here, so once I get it started, I can just clip it off. Okay, so now I've got them all spinning this way. Did I just say? Yeah. Okay. You know, honestly, I could probably tell by looking in there. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna use the light off of this thing, so. Yeah. So this side right here is where the intake is coming from, and that side over there is the output. So I'm pretty sure that means it spins in this direction. So that's clockwise. It means it spins clockwise, so I need the fins to be bent back counterclockwise. So again, that means it's going to be spinning this way. So I was right, I do need the fins to be counterclockwise. I think I said that at some point, but okay, so I'm going to just get this tightened up on here. So that's probably enough, but let's do a little more here. Okay, so now I should be able to slip that in there. But I'm going to put a little oil on it, like I said. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Oh geez, got some trying to go down that direction. Gonna try to massage this in here. Easier if I do this. Alright. That's too easy. Dang. I think what I'll do is try to, yeah. Damn. Yeah, and I should have put it up further because that's super easy. So when you do it, maybe put the Let me put the zip tie further up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and clip the zip tie. Wait. Okay. All right, zip tie clipped. I do have it in. There we go. All right, not too bad. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do with this guy is, you can see the little O-ring in there, and I was missing the one right here. So those ones, I probably should replace it, but those ones look super good. So yeah, actually I will. I'll pop those ones out, put the new ones in, and then I'll just save those two. I'm gonna try to pop this guy out too. I'm ready to put this guy back on, I think. I'm losing the O-rings. And there. Okay. So the shaft is shaped so that it's flat on both two sides, so you do have to line it up. There we go, I think I got it. Okay, and then I just want to make sure, so now I need to turn it to where the bolts are lined up. Okay, I think I've got it right there, so now I need to grab a bolt. These bolts, yeah, that will be a nightmare to try to get it out. I already lost the Allen wrench that I didn't need, you know. And alright, I'm gonna pull this back so I can see what I'm doing. Once I get one of these on, it should be okay. Alright. Okay, I got it into its spot. Now just gotta start. Yeah, this might be hard. I'm trying to reach over top here, and I need to be able to hold this guy. I can't tell if it's on yet or not. Okay, should be able to tighten this one up now too, because it should be aligned now. Okay. All right. Final bolt. And this one I can't see very good, but that's okay. Because I think I can still get it. Okay, finally got that on. All right, last thing for the impeller is get the belt on. So let me see here if I can make sure everything's aligned. So I got that there. It's on this. It's on that. Okay, so basically I just need to get it on to this here. So while I'm pulling it over, I'll pop it onto here. Otherwise it's all aligned. Okay. Okay. There we go. Get the belt on here. Okay. I got it all on. So it's all aligned. Wait. Oh yeah, that's on there. Okay. Okay. I think we're solid. It's lined there. Okay. Done with impeller change. That is the hardest impeller change I've done so far. All right, so as you saw in the beginning, I used a pry bar because I thought you had to take the pulley off the end of that. So don't do that because it's not necessary. You can take the entire pulley off of the pump housing altogether with those 3 small bolts. And you can see where I was prying and what it was doing. It was kind of pulling the connection off of the motor there where the radiator fluid goes in. So it lets some out. And I couldn't tell that till I went back and reviewed the footage. So, but as you can see, I've got plenty in here, so it's holding just fine. Didn't break anything, luckily. So now I'm going to work on replacing this fuel filter here. I think it's actually coming. So grab my, so I'm getting it off there. If you can't get it by hand, you know, you might want to get a an oil filter wrench, which I do have some. Just figured I'd try this first, and it did work. So just put my rag under it because I'm sure there's probably some fuel in here. Comes. Yes, and I was right. There's fuel in there. I'm just gonna set it down or pull it down from the bottom here because that hose is kind of in my way. Okay, so I'm gonna go get the other filter filled up with fuel and get it in here and bring it back in, and I'll just twist it on. So. Alright, back with the new one, and I didn't quite fill it up as much as the other one was. Tiny bit of air, I don't think it's going to matter. A lot of air would have mattered. a little bit. I probably would have been fine if I didn't even fill it up with fuel, but I think it's probably best if you do. Alright, so just be able to twist this guy back on. Yeah, I already got it. I already got it onto the threads, so. And hand tighten should be good because I was able to get it off by hand. So, all right, that was way easier than the fuel control cell filter that I did last time. All right, well, got that done. So pretty much ready to go for next season. I got the fuel control cell filter replaced. I did put a link at the beginning of this video. I'll also put one at the end of this video to the video where I replaced the fuel control cell filter. I replaced the raw water impeller, and I replaced the remote fuel filter in this video. So I'm pretty much ready for the season to come up. I'm still working on the shop. Still got a lot to do there. I think it's gonna be ready to use before I usually start my season down at that lake. I normally start going to a different lake called Tongue River Reservoir. Usually, last year I went in the end of March, but usually beginning of April. But we'll see, because a lot of my extra time is probably gonna be spent on the shop up until we start using that. We'll see if I have a few spare days to break out and go down to the lake early season. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts on this video or ideas for future ones, please leave those in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click on that notifications bell so you can be notified of my future videos. I'll see you next week.